Hi, and welcome to episode 9 of Southern Makes. This is my crafty podcast where I talk about knitting, mostly right now, crochet, cross stitch, yarn dyeing, yarn in general, needles, generally anything crafty that I am into or that I'm doing or that I want to do. So welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before. I have a couple of new subscribers, which is always very exciting. So hi, I'm Cassie. I'm coming to you from Central Tennessee, a city called Murfreesboro, right outside of Nashville. I live here with my now 9-month-old daughter, Charlotte, who we call Charlie, and my husband, Kyle. Exciting stuff. So today I have an FO, some works in progress, some languishing whips, and then I want to talk a little bit about my New Year's making crafty plans, and then just some personal stuff at the end, because Kyle, it is December 14th, and it's a Saturday, so Kyle is here and he can watch Charlie while I'm podcasting again. So that is really exciting. So let's just get into it with what I am wearing. This is my Ochiello. I really hope I'm saying that right. I really do. My Ochiello sweater by Handmade Closet. Stand up so you can see. And I tried to strategically place the microphone. So it's a fingering weight sweater with kind of like a rolled neckline and a yoke, colorwork yoke. And then I did it with 3/4 sleeves with colorwork on the sleeves. And the back, can you see? Hopefully you can see that. It goes all the way around and it fits really well here. And the bottom is just 2x2 ribbing. So I actually took show notes. Super professional. So about this sweater, I did want to say they do have a lot of sizes in this. It is a pay pattern. I got it on Ravelry. So I made the extra large size, which has a 45.75 bust measurement. I am a 42 bust. So there's a little bit of ease in this, but not a lot. I don't know if it is to do with my tension. I did a gauge swatch with this yarn, but I can't remember what it came out to be. It must have been on, so I don't know, and I haven't made enough sweaters to know if this is how it's supposed to fit with through about 3 inches of positive ease, really. I mean, it does have it, but it's not like what I would think. I don't know, maybe it is, but let me talk about the yarn after the size. So I did make the extra large size in the 45.75 measurement, and it might go up. I didn't write it down, but there's at least 2 more sizes ahead or after mine. So I'm thinking maybe 3 or 4. I should have written that down in my show notes. So you cast on with 3.5. So with 3.5, so I did that on DPNs for this neckline, and this yarn is indie dyed yarn. One of my first times working with indie dyed yarn. It's a single ply from Bay Horse Yarns in her shad belly colorway, which is this beautiful navy blue, and on her, it's a discontinued base. I don't know if she does have another singles that she replaced it with, but it's called her Pony Sock, and I think she does have some still in stock. I'm not sure. It was really, really affordable, and I love it. It pilled up really bad when I was trying to wind it onto my yarn winder, but like I said in my last podcast, I really think that was user error. Once I knit it up and got it all situated, it's fine. I actually wore this out for the first time today. I weaved in my ends, and I really like how it feels. This is not, of course this isn't scratchy, it's merino. And then this yellow is a Hobby Lobby yarn called Spiness, I guess, and I compare it to the DMC thread that you can just kind of like twist apart. That is exactly what it feels like, and honestly, it kind of feels like it's going to, not pill per se, but just get rubbed and look fuzzy. I guess because it's not super durable, but I do love the way it worked up, especially with me twisting my stitches, because it just kind of gives an extra, because it's a little bit shiny, so it just gives like this extra, because this is very flat, and then this gray is very woolly, so the shiny yellow just kind of, it gave the perfect pop. I'm trying to think of a word. The perfect pop of accentuates, that's what it is. So I really like that. And then this the light gray is Drops Flora, and obviously this is the darker gray, but I used all of mine on this. And 65% wool, 35% alpaca. So this isn't scratchy. I don't know if it's, I'm only really sensitive like right here by my neck now. I didn't think I was sensitive at all, but now I think it's just up by my neck. So this down here isn't bothering me at all, or on my arms. And then the pattern does call for full length sleeves. So you knit along in your main color your whole sleeve, and then about here you start your color work, and then you finish it off in your main contrast color all the way down. And you don't do ribbing. I think it's an I-cord bind off that you do at the sleeve, but I changed that to I ended it right here and did the color work, and then I did one extra round of my contrast color, and then just it's about an inch of 2x2 rib, and then I just bound off loosely in the just normal 2 needle bind off. And I did the same with the body. At first I knit it and did the bottom ribbing, and it was way too short. I always make my sweaters too short, but I just ripped out the bottom hem and just added some length onto it. So I really like it. What did I write here? Oh, you do all your increasing above the yoke, which of course there's other ways to do things, but the next sweater I'm going to talk about, you do the increasing after the yoke, and I have to say I prefer it before the yoke. I don't feel like I need any increases here, because I just don't feel like I need it here. And on the other sweater I did one, and it kind of like bulges out right there, even just from like one. So I don't feel like it needs it. So I just I increased here, like just follow the pattern, and then just knit straight down until the ribbing. So it was super simple. There's just one chart for all of this, and it's really easy to follow. The only thing that's a little bit hairy is that there are times where you have to hold 3 strands, but it's only for maybe 2 or 3 rows down here. So you have to hold your 3 colors together as you're going across, and it does get a little hairy because there are really big gaps. So if you're one that likes to catch your floats, I caught mine every 5 stitches, so it's a little bit more tricky, but I hold every single color in my left hand. I'm a continental knitter, so I just kind of flick whichever color that I'm using, and then there's a tutorial. If you are on YouTube, you can just type in stranded colorwork knitting techniques, and there's a lot of good videos on how to hold your yarn and how to catch floats, stuff like that. So that's really helpful. But yeah, I really like the way it fits. I was kind of nervous, but I blocked it, which I showed a little bit in my Vlogmas that I'm doing. So yeah, pretty straightforward. I didn't pin it when I blocked it. I just stretched it out, and it dried in 2 days. Yeah, and then I just weaved in all my ends. So there's that. I'm really proud. It's probably, I love my Ingle sweater, but the color blocking in it is a little bit upsetting, and that yarn is acrylic. So I'm really proud that this one is natural fibers. The yellow has polyester maybe in it. It's viscose and something else. So it's not 100% natural, but still proud nonetheless. So that is all about that. So we'll move on to whips. I did want to say I was nervous about laddering on my sleeves because I used 4-inch wooden DPNs to do my sleeves, which I ended up, after I finished this, I really liked, but there was significant laddering that I could see while I was blocking the sweater, and I didn't pay special attention because I was really excited about it when I was washing it and blocking it, to see if like I could block those out. I just know all knitters say that, like, it's just gonna block out, we'll just block it out. I don't know, but once I put it on today, you see, you can kind of see here, but it doesn't feel, maybe a knitter would notice, but I don't think that someone, you know, that doesn't know would notice. So still happy with it, even though there was laddering. So my next project is my biggest work in progress right now, that I'm doing, and it is the Winter Me. That's the back. The Winter Me by Winterludes colorwork yoke sweater. So, show you up close. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. One of the downsides, I'll talk about that first, is that it is only available in 3 sizes, and I wrote them down so I could tell you, because it is a free pattern, which is exciting and it's lovely. So, but it is only in 3 sizes. I'm knitting the largest size. There it comes in 40 inch, 45.5, and 51. And I can't remember if, you know, most sweater patterns tell you how much ease is built in, if there is ease built into this or not. I would say yes, but that's just like the yarn choice maybe I'm using is a little stretchier. I'm not sure. But it requires 3 needles if you'd like. So 2.5 for this tiny little neck hem rib, and then a 3.5 for the body, for the colorwork and the body, which this comes like right under right here on me. And then you do short row shaping at the bottom of the yoke, so the back is a little bit longer, sits up higher, and then 3mm for the sleeves, which I thought was kind of odd. So I'm doing my sleeves on the 3mm DPNs. These are for my decreases. So first I'll tell you about the yarn. I'm using these right now on my sleeves. So this is all I have left. It's getting messy. Of my mohair, one of my contrast colors, and then my main color. So this is my main color, the Drops Flora, the 65% wool, was it? Yes, 35% alpaca. These don't have color names. It's just a number, color 5. And I really like this. It's like a heathered gray. When I show it on my Snapchat stories, I almost feel like people are going to think dog hair is on it. But really, there's just these like white little pieces in there. So I really like this. And then I'm holding I held for all the color work, I held it double with mohair. So you can see the halo there. It's really squishy and soft. So I ordered all of this from Wool Warehouse in the UK. Whoop. So it's Drops Kids Silk, which is 75% mohair, 25% silk. And these come in 25 gram balls. So I held this double with the top in pink and with the main in white and then pink again. So what I'm doing, and it was there's 3 different colorwork charts. So this is one, and then the main one's one, and then this is another one, and then there's one last one for this little like flea stitch pattern down here. So they're really easy. After a couple of like times of doing one repeat, you've got it. So it's really, I like that. And then you separate for the sleeves. The only crazy thing that a kind of inexperienced, kind of new sweater knitter that I had trouble with is that you do your increases after the yoke. And I didn't realize that's what we were doing for some reason. So I did one, and then I realized it was going to start like flaring out. So I didn't do any more. And you also do your short rows after the yoke, because this colorwork yoke starts like right away. So I guess that's why. But she gives you, I am glad, she says in the pattern, use your favorite short row method, but then goes into doing Japanese short rows. I like German short rows. So it's a little bit confusing for someone who doesn't know all of the short row methods to read along, and because she's giving you Japanese short row instructions. So it's kind of hard I don't know how will be a better way to do it. I'm not a designer, but that was kind of difficult. And so I ended up, instead of going out and then coming in, I in, out, and then picked up all my wraps and went around. And it actually worked out much better than any of my other short rows. I can't tell where I did it, and in all of my other sweaters I can tell where I did my short rows. So maybe that is the way to do it, and I just kind of, it clicked with me, maybe. I don't know, but really liking this. I did try it on because I wanted to see, that's the back. I wanted to see how long it was already. I ended my ball of yarn, so I wanted to start the sleeve before it got too heavy. And it does come, right here. So I think I have at least another ball of yarn to work on the body. And this is all I have left. I started a brand new ball for the sleeve, but I'm about here on my sleeve. I do want this one to have full sleeves because I just think that will look the best on it, since it's kind of a more hardy sweater. But instead of just doing the full gray all the way and then doing my ribbing, and you can see my ladders, I think this one will be fine. The dark color hides a lot, but I'm going to do fleece stitches. So I alternated, so pink, gray, and then I did gray, pink, and I'm doing that. So I'm going to do that until I get to about here. So it's here, I'm going to do that till here, and then I'm going to do a whole 2 rounds of the pink and the mohair at the base, and then I'm going to do quite substantial, probably like here, of 2x2 ribbing with the gray. And I think that will look really, really nice and tie in this pattern from the bottom. So I really like that idea. And I did try it on, and it was extremely itchy. Like, I was scratching like after I took it off. So my idea is that I wasn't itchy before because I had tried it on already and it didn't bother me. So I'm wondering if my skin's just dry because it's so cold or what, but I wear a cami underneath these anyway, and I like layering, so I'll just get a tight fitting crew neck long sleeve shirt and wear it underneath it. No big deal, because I think it's so pretty. I just love it. And the more and more I watch podcasts, I see more and more people with this specific kind of star X colorwork pattern. And I don't want to say, because I'm not completely sure this is it. I'm trying to research it. It's kind of difficult when you don't know what you're looking for. But an Icelandic, like a traditional Icelandic kind of pattern, or a Marius maybe? Somebody watching may know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think this is kind of like a traditional colorwork yoke. So that's really exciting to have that, and you can tell how bulky it is. And all of these this mohair is obviously like a lace weight, and then these I heard somebody else say that they say it's a DK weight, but it's not. It's a fingering. But this dark gray is a little bit heavier than the light gray, and some of the other colors that I have, like this green, is a little bit lighter in weight. You can just tell than the gray. So not sure what that is, but I do like it, the way it's making it super squishy. And I'll show you my floats before I stop. I am proud. I like these floats. Oh, wow. You never really have to go more than a couple stitches in between, except you can tell kind of on the big chart. But so it's really easy to catch them. That looks so good. So proud. So good. So yeah, I should have this done. The sleeve has taken me 2 or 3 days. I have really been working on it though. So maybe another week on this, and I'll have this one done. I really wanted it done by Christmas, but I don't know, maybe 2 weeks. But yeah, so I'm doing my own thing on the sleeves as well. The largest pattern has you pick up 106 at the base. I picked up 112 and then decreased over till here to 106, and then got here and decreased again, and then decrease just once, and then here I did twice all the way up until the blue marker, and then I just went because it fits well enough. And then once I get done with, when I do the final 2 rows of mohair, I'm going to decrease 4 times on each row, maybe even every other stitch. I want it like really tight around, and I have pretty small like wrists, so maybe I'll decrease pretty quickly at the, I don't know, I'm just doing it as I go and taking notes with my phone as I go so I can repeat it on the other side. So yeah, that's the Winter Me sweater by Winterludes. So the last couple of things I want to talk about are my languishing WIPs. Since we're coming up on the end of the year, we all have projects that are just kind of laying around, not doing anything with them, etc. So I want to talk about my most recent one that I don't necessarily consider a languishing WIP, but that is languishing, which is the Grace Cardi. I'll put it up on the screen, and I have it here, so I'll just show you. I keep looking at it. It is on my 3.5 ChiaoGoo circular needles. It's a lace cardigan. I'm knitting it out of the Drops Flora and Drops Alpaca in 2 different colors, and I'm going to fade the second color in after the lace because the second color is alpaca, and I know it won't keep its lace memory as well as the wool. So, but I made some mistakes in that pattern, so I'm going to rip that out I want to say as soon as I finish my Winter Me, but that is what I want to work on next. But it is more of a spring thing, so I might do some more winter things before I do that. But I do plan on finishing that. I just really wanted to, I was in the mood for stockinette, so I'm doing a stockinette on my Winter Me. And for a while, the stockinette was putting me to sleep, so the Grace cardigan was super fun because it's a really intense, not really intense, but a pretty intense lace pattern. It's really easy when it's just yarn overs and I think skip stitches. So it's not difficult, it's just more entertaining than stockinette in the round. So that is one. And then my other big one that I keep talking about is the Weekender sweater by Andrea Mowry. That is on, I'm doing it on 5mm needles, the size 5. It's a worsted weight bottom up sweater. It's super simple. It's got that pretty, y'all have all seen it. So that is languishing. I'm about this far up on the body now. I have plans to finish that at least where I can still wear it this season. So it stays cold here until April. So I want to finish it at least before April, which I think is doable. I can do a fingering weight color work sweater in 2 weeks. I can do a worsted weight reverse stockinette sweater in however many months. So that is the other one. I'm still working on my farmhouse shawl by Nordic Stitches. That one, I was doing really well on that, and then I put it down one day, and the yarn, I bought it all at the same time. It's all from Hobby Lobby. It's cotton, and it's different colors. So I thought I will finish that for sure, and then if it's like too dramatic, I will over dye it because I have all the dye. So that made me feel better, so I'll work on that like eventually. It's another mindless project. It is row after row of a pattern. You have to like kind of memorize it. It's not as memorizable as some of the other things I'm working on, but yeah, so that's doable. Something kind of easy. My autumn blanket, if y'all remember that one, I did not finish that by Thanksgiving, so that has been completely shoved from my mind, and I will probably think about it next fall. And then my seasonal cross stitch, I think about it every day. I still haven't finished my fall one, but I believe that my goal, or I'm setting a new goal, is to have my winter house cast on at least by January. So that might be my Christmas Eve thing that I do. Yeah, so that's coming as well. And then the Moogly Cow ended last week, 2 weeks ago, that I'm doing, where I'm making the blanket for Charlotte's first year. So I have 2 more blocks on that to go, and then that will be done as well. But that I don't have to have. Her birthday will be in March, so I want to give that to her. And I don't even know if I'm doing it for this birthday because she can't have it yet. So we'll see. I want to finish it by March, but we'll see when I give it to her. So I'll show y'all that when I'm done with it. I'll probably have those couple of squares done soon. So that's not necessarily languishing. It's a year-long project. If you want to join, it's free. All the patterns are free. It's crochet. It's really fun. There's a Facebook group and everything. So yeah, new block. There was a new block every 2 weeks, starting in February, I think, and then they ended. It was the first week in December, I think, was the last one. It was really fun, and a lot of the blocks are really pretty. And you can do alternate blocks as well. I did like 20 alternate blocks. Yep. My Hermione's Everyday socks I'm still working on. I wanted them for Christmas, but that's not happening because they're killing my hands. The needles are so tiny. And my own hand-dyed yarn, and that's it. So my battery is going to die. There's always something. So I'm going to go charge my phone, and then I want to come back and talk a little bit more about my New Year's crafting plans and life plans, and then some personal stuff. So I'll see y'all in a minute. I'm back. So, where was I? The one main goal of my next year is I've been seeing everybody do the Make 9 kind of thing. So I am going to podcast one more time before the new year for 2020. Unbelievable. So I'm going to get together the 12 patterns that will be my goal to finish by the end of the year. So I'll have that ready by the next podcast. I'm really excited about that. I want to get more involved with the knit-alongs of other podcasters that I follow and other designers. I think that would be really fun. I, like everyone else, find myself too busy to go in and look at all of that, and my podcast is so small that I don't have a podcast group for this podcast yet. No one's really expressed any interest in that, so I just like to be involved in other people's for now. So I want to do more of that. And since I do love cross stitch, something I was watching the Cherry Heart podcast months and months ago, rewatching hers from the year before, and she was involved in a word of the year embroidery something. I don't remember the specifics, but it's just where you pick a word for your year. So I've been thinking about mine, and I think I want it to be relax. So what I'm going to do is get a hoop or pick one of my hoops and embroider the word relax, all cute like, and then some accents all around it, and then I'll put that up with my others. I'll probably actually hang that one, and that'll be my reminder of my word of the year. And then also my dyeing. So I haven't really been doing that. I still have my 2 skeins that I haven't dyed yet, my BFL sock weight, fingering weight, and then my worsted weights, undyed skeins, my really nice ones that I've been really precious about. And I have all my dyes and my citric acid and all of that, and have not done it. So in the new year, I'm going to really dive into doing that. So those are just some of my goals. So the very last thing that I get to talk about, since I'm not I did want to mention one thing. I made this last winter. I have a lot of a lot of crochet projects, but this one I have out on my couch, and it's in all of my Vlogmases. So here it is. It is a Starflake granny square pattern, free pattern. I believe it's by Repeat Crafter Me. I follow her. Oh, and of course. But it's just a cute little lap blanket that I have hanging on the back of the couch. And I made it last year when I was pregnant, and I just wanted, granny squares are so fun, so easy. I didn't block this. It was squished up because you do it magic circle, so it didn't look completely right, but I knew once I joined it and the weight of the blanket was on it that it would be fine, and it is now, so no blocking. It could use a border, I guess. But I really like this, and I think it's super cute just to have out in the winter time. So as far as personal things go, Charlotte turned 9 months on last Saturday, so a week ago. That was super cute. I do a flat lay of her on one of those month by month things. And I got 2 pictures of her crochet bunny that I made her in her face, and then a video of me out of breath trying to catch her because she just rolls around and crawls everywhere. So no one told me that by 9 months they wouldn't let you take pictures of them anymore. But yeah, so there's that. And then I'm doing Vlogmas. So I've gotten a couple of comments, which is super cute. And it's been a lot of fun for me. It's kind of like a little video journal. It's a lot of Charlotte and a lot of me talking really tired in the morning saying, hello, I'm tired. It is the 1st of December. But it's really fun. And I watch everybody else's Vlogmases. And I did post on Instagram asking for other Vlogmases to watch because I'm watching all of them. That's what I do while Charlotte naps. So I need some more to watch. If anybody has any suggestions for that. And I didn't bring it out here, so I'm going to put a picture in after I'm done talking, or right now. I ordered a Little Drops of Wonderful enamel pen from Allie, Starry Eyes Allie, and Little Drops of Wonderful. She has her own podcast here on YouTube. She is wonderful. She's from the UK. I just love watching her. She's probably the 3rd or 4th, like, crafty podcast I started watching. She's got 2 girls, and her husband Dan is freaking hilarious. So really, she's like a pick-me-up podcast that I like to watch. She's very real, and her family also started a podcast channel because they loved her doing. She does vlogs like every month. She's just fun, and so her family started their own little channel. I've only watched a couple of those, but they're super cute, and her family is adorable. Yeah, and I love her pens, and they were really affordable. I got free money basically somehow and used it on that to order one of those pens. I don't have a hanging to put them on or a project bag to put them on, so I might crochet a little pendant to put that on. That's my only pen, but maybe I'll get some more. They're expensive. But yeah, I really like that, and she sent a package of tea with it as well, and I was going to be drinking that, but I am getting ready. It's Saturday, so I'm getting ready to go out, and I didn't want to have a nice relaxing cup of tea before I go out, so I'll probably have that tomorrow. And the last 2 things, so I started watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's a show on Amazon Prime, and I think I just clicked it, or maybe Charlie clicked it one day. I think what's more likely is that Charlotte hit the remote one day, one morning, because when you bring up the screen, it just has all these programs that you can just pick from, and that was the number one. So I just kept it on. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with it. I wrote down it's stars Rachel Brosnahan and Michael Zegan, who are Midge and Joel. And she's a comedian, so I won't give any spoilers because I believe season 3 just came out. So I'm in the middle of season 3. It is so good. It's lighthearted and dark, kind of. And her mom and dad, I wrote Tony Shabhoob and Marin Hinkle, and that's Abe and Rose. And Abe is her dad. The whole shtick is that they're Jewish. They live in New York, and she's a comedian. Miriam. So her dad is supposed to be very serious. He's a mathematician, but he is so funny. He's just in his own way. It's not even dry humor. It's no humor that I've really ever seen before. Just the way he jokes. It's so exhausted. He's just tired. And he's so tired that it's funny. I don't know. You have to watch it if you haven't watched that. I think I'm late on it, so probably everybody's watched it, but watch that. And a couple weeks ago, I started listening to the My Favorite Murder podcast that I know all of y'all have probably already binged and listened to, and I'm late on that as well. But I started with the older ones, and then I listened to some newer ones, and I am freaking hooked. Those girls, or ladies, those women are so funny. I mean, it's about murder, so it's dark, and I'm a little paranoid, and I lock my doors, and we have a security system. Thank God. So it's a little scary, but they joke, and they're very real. They talk about real things that are happening to them, and a lot of their cases are old cases, so that's a little comforting somehow. They don't really do any breaking news things. They do because they want to like speculate and they want to have all the documents and all the information. So they mostly do old cases. It's really interesting. Highly recommend. I'm doing that or listening to that on YouTube, and the earliest episodes available on YouTube are 84. So I need to go. I want to start at the beginning. But yeah, so that's basically it. I am working on other things. I always have like a million things going on, but basically this is my baby right now, and I want to get that finished and blocked. And I'm wondering how to block mohair if you just do it the same. I just do it in cool water with Eucalan. So I'm wondering. But yeah, I hope y'all are enjoying my Vlogmases. If you haven't watched any, check them out. They're pretty short. I did want to say I deleted day 13 yesterday because one, it was super short because I forgot to film half the day. And then two, it had some, I don't know, just some stuff. It's all Charlotte all the time, which I'm okay with. But that one, I don't know, because I went to get her from her nap, and I don't know, it just seemed a little too personal. So I took that one down, and I don't have the video files anymore, so I can't re-edit it without that part and put it back up, and then it would only be like a minute anyway. So day 13 will be missing, but there will be one for the rest of the month until the 25th. I'm really enjoying doing it. Hopefully it's not too annoying to anybody around me. My mom said that Charlotte was going to develop a complex about the phone in her face, and I said, Mom, I'm with her 13 hours a day, and my vlogs are like anywhere from 7 to 15 minutes. So I don't think she's going to get a complex, Mom, because the phone's in her face for 10 minutes of the day. But yeah, so that's basically it. Totally obsessed with this sweater. I love this yarn, and I still have my honorable mention of my other Bay Horse yarn. This is what I really ordered from her, from Pam. Oh, and I got that sweater wrong last week. I kept calling it Birch Feather. It's Bright Feather by Knit Love Wool. I really want to make that, but I do not have enough of this color either. So I'm still looking for a sweater that I can make with only about 900 yards, a little under 900 yards of a main color, a colorwork sweater because I'm obsessed, and then any other. I have a ton of this green, so I think these go well together, like super cute. There's no speckles of green in this, but I still think they go. So if I could somehow put that together, or even this. And I have gray mohair as well. So there's a lot of options. I just have to find something for my yardage of my main color, being under 900 for the large to extra large size. So if I was a smaller size, it would be okay, but it's not because I'm a bigger size. But yeah, so really quickly, my Instagram is Southern Makes Co. because Southern Makes was taken, and my Ravelry is just Southern Makes. And that's basically, those are my two social media platforms that I use if you would like to follow me. Yeah, so that's it. And thanks for watching. I will see y'all one more time for the new year. Bye.